Okay, hello First Line. Welcome to the annual General Assembly of the family. I still remember a year ago we had our first ever General Assembly, the town hall, which was conducted in Zoom conference, and we were very optimistic, anticipating the end of the COVID disaster, answering your questions, discussing plans for the bright future, and so on. We still believe in the bright future, but then remember, 24th of February 2022 changed our lives, changed our business life. It changed a lot of personal circumstances for many of the members of the family and created a lot of new challenges. Somehow we were in the situation when we lost a considerable part of the market. We lost people, those who were not able to relocate, to move. We basically lost our largest delivery offices in the world. And it was not really a nice time. It was really kind of grim. The executive team worked really hours, slept little, daily consultations, looking for new ways, solutions for these challenges and for all those new problems created by the geopolitical situation. But see, somehow, let's call it a miracle happened. We were able to convert many of those challenges into the new opportunities and the new achievements. Look, the revenue was lost in one country, but then was almost 100%, not 100, but a lot more was created in the geographies, more than we planned actually a year ago. Customers, more sales in other geographies in the United States, in the UK, in Europe, everywhere in Australia, everywhere in the world, we started to actually sell better and get more and more business, right? We relocated people. It was a big challenge for them personally. It was not so easy, but it also opened a new horizons, professional horizons for them, and basically new ways to build their life. So we hope, we believe that we also did that good for our people, for you guys, for the family members. We launched a new practice. Healthcare was considered to be like an experiment. We've been discussing it, but now it's a fully operational way, new way of doing business for us, pretty successful. We were afraid that we might lose some clients. However, it actually happened the other way around. We expanded and strengthened our relations with key customers such as HH Global, Optimizely, and ViaStore, and many, many, many others. I'm not going to talk about all of them now. Okay, so overall, we are entering the new year now again with full of optimism. We believe that changing our motto to go global but stay together is the spirit of the company, something that you guys share. I shall also admit that it wasn't really a miracle. It was a hard work of the executive team. And at today's session, we have every member of the executive team presenting their view of what they achieved and also the view of the future, what they want to achieve in the future, share that with you. I encourage you to ask your questions directly in the chat. We have a few prepared questions which we will answer at the end of this panel session. But we really want to collect as much feedback as possible from you. We will not be able to answer, of course, time doesn't allow, but later, pretty soon, we will process all your feedback and share with you our reactions. Okay? So I think that's about it for the introductory of this panel session. I hope you will enjoy this. I hope you will find this town hall helpful and entertaining. And with that, I would like to pass the mic to our first speaker, Pavel Khodolov, Senior Vice President responsible for business development worldwide.
Thank you, Nick. Hi, everybody. I hope that you're doing great and you're enjoying the weather there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to join you in Montenegro, and this is very, very pity. Hope to do this soon. From the company standpoint, let me give you a brief overview of what we forecast for this year. And in that sense, I will be giving that from two angles. One is like, what kind of business do we do? And another one, where we do the business. From the first point of view, it's what kind of business we do. We call that, it's a new name, so just please get used to it, flagship services. So we kind of divide everything into either industry or specific sector or specific function that is able to leverage our services, and we combine this together, all of the portfolio, and trying to develop the value proposition to our clients, and we can clearly see who are our clients for all the flagship services. From that angle, content commerce and digital experience, which is mainly Optimizely, is going to be still the biggest flagship service portfolio, which is 30%. Healthcare, which is second largest, but doesn't mean that it's kind of second in importance for the company. It's 25% by the end of the year. Then we have three candidates. One of them was kind of already developed as a flagship service before, but we keep working on that. It's probably the smallest one in terms of the business size. It's about 5% of our business, and this is warehouse management and mainly built on the partnership with Viastore, our client from Germany. The next one, quite a big one, 25% of the business. It's a new idea of developing our value proposition for the printing, label, and packaging area. We quite many years already we work in that industry, but never like thought ourselves as a potential to develop the value proposition there. And right now, after the first look at that, it looks extremely promising. And last but not least, just a recent development. It's a client that came to us last year, and this year quite a significant development and growth. It's about 8% of the business for 2022. And this client is from real estate, so it's yet another candidate for the flagship services. So all these five together give like 90-95% of the business. So they kind of really forming what is the strategic direction for the company in terms of value proposition to the client, and what is the value proposition that need to be backed up in the delivery and established properly in the company. That's one angle. Another angle is actually geography. Geography-wise, we more or less the same in this year. It's like 78% on the United States, Americas. So it's United States, Canada. That's kind of the key market for us, and it will be key market. So this 75%, 8% is quite a healthy ratio compared to the overall portfolio. Then, unfortunately, Asia Pacific, compared to the last year, shrink down a little bit, and this is about 5% of the business. And that kind of came because our key client that existed for many years has temporary, I hope, struggles, but we still keep working with them. And the remaining is actually belongs to Europe and Middle East and Asia. Majority Europe, it's almost like 20%. And within this 20%, I will say that we have a significant jump in the business portfolio for the Great Britain or United Kingdom, depending on how like to measure that. It came from 5% to 10% of the business, which is a great achievement by the UK business development team. So that's kind of extremely high level in a nutshell, and just at the end of my extremely short speech that I hope I will be able to extend on other forums and give you a better overview of everything that is happening in the company and where we're heading. I also want to pass my great thank you to the sales team that forever was the most distributed team, always detached from the remaining of the company. But this team find the way how to get connected to the company and still operate and act in this lonely wolf territory, being alone with the client, alone there in the fields quite effectively and bringing more and more business. Thank you so much, guys. And my second thank you is to the marketing team that went down through this significant transformation for the last year, because kind of all these geopolitical changes. And right now, the marketing team is the key one to support all these flagship services, view of the company, and developing this value proposition and backing up the sales activities, and have a close collaboration with all the thought leaders and delivery leaders that we have for the different directions. With all that said, it's kind of extremely brief, but I hope it gives you at a glance view of the company. Thank you so much, and passing mic back to you, Nick.
Thanks a lot, Pavel. Yeah, it's really impressive what you guys achieved, and I join your thanks to the sales team. Basically, it's clear that no success would be achieved in business development without the delivery organization. So the next block of today's presentations, Alex Poznikov will start as the Chief Operating Officer, Global COO of the company. So Alex, please.
If some of you recall our meeting in the beginning of February, where we shared our 3 years plan, how we are coming to distribute our delivery forces across America and Europe, and our plan was in the 3 years to have a 50% of our delivery forces placed outside of our previous country. But end of February changed our plan significantly. And now we just arrived to the situation when we have to do this 3-year plan just in a few months. And we successfully did it. I know that was a very, very challenging journey for all of you. Thank you for all who grabbed their belongings in the family and relocate to other countries. Thank you for all directors who moved to the countries and prepared the place for other people to come. So we have a lot of challenges on this journey. So now we are 100%, almost 100% placed in Europe. And we have now selected the situation when we are settled. We're almost settled, and now we have a chance to continue grow. On our plan is to definitely to go to open a new office in Slovakia, to open a new office in India, and we are evaluating the country in Latin America, just the 2 countries, and we are about to open an office there. So we have a pretty challenging time ahead of us. It's a little bit too early for Vladimir, sorry. It's pretty challenging time ahead of us. And a special thank you from my side and from everyone's side to our IT and administration. All of this move, all of this journey to relocate people to reestablish in a new location wouldn't possible without, the probably invisible but very important work for our IT personnel and our administration. And now, with all of that said about the new location and everything, we are facing a very big challenge because everything in our business is around people, is around HR, is around recruiting. So I am passing my microphone to Vladimir, who will explain all of this.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you here, and I'm happy that we are able to sit all together in one room, and unfortunately unable to see all of you here, but I hope you see us and feel our breeze. And it's really, you know, one of the biggest value for our company, I believe, is that, you know, all our departments, sales and marketing, delivery, HR, recruitment, finance, are working together to bring our company to success. And yes, as Alex said already, we have plenty broad list of offices in the company. But if you will take a look on where all our employees are sitting, yeah, we will see that it's 31 countries. So we are really global company, and I hope this number will grow. Yeah, we'll be everywhere because we are always looking for a very successful and professional engineers. And basically, that's we always saying, yeah, we are family. We're always saying this word. It's not just a word for us because it's something we really believe in and something we surrounding ourselves. And it's the very challenging story is that it's a kind of care, yeah. And here in Montenegro, not everywhere because we passed this challenging relocation for the last 8 months, and I personally seen how our employees were helping to each other, how their families were helping to each other. Yeah, families met their families, kids speak with the kids, and it's really very strong and powerful story. And I hope we will have it for all the time because it's really something very valuable for us. But I will not stop at the moment on values. We will have a separate discussion about that. I want to say about one of interesting directions we formed this year. It's called FLS Influencers. Yeah, and it's a group of people who, additionally to their daily work on the projects, investing their time, investing their knowledge in the growth of the company as a technical interviewers, as mentors. They are helping us to make a lot of corporate things, and we are keep on pushing this story. And now we have, I don't know, about 10, 20 people in this group, but I hope it will grow because it's very, very important when each of us is adding a piece of ourselves into this family and help us to grow. Of course, I would like to say my thank you to HR and the recruitment team because they're doing a great job. Yeah, and it's not only part of recruitment, which is extremely important. And now, you know, our recruitment team grew up and we have people in India, in Europe, in Latin America. Additionally to that, of course, everything which surrounds you as a care program. Of course, it's HR branding. So you meet with our HR team everywhere, and thank you for that. Previously, I was able to say only thank you, ladies, but now we have a first man additional to me in the HR group, so thank you all. But very interesting and challenging story here is our new growth in Latin America. Right, Nick? What do you think about it?
Nice to meet everyone. As I know, I joined the team about a few months ago, and my goal is to build operations and build a business in the Americas. And take a look at the statistic, and you will see that right now 50% of our clients is located in the United States. And we are having about the 74% of the revenue coming from the United States. And we are having only the sales team and account management team located in the States, and 1.5 solution architect located in the States. So we need to grow the business. We need to farm our current clients. In order to farm our current clients, we need to have right people. We have to have ambassadors who will be sitting and who will be integrated into our current clients, and we will find the pain points of our clients, and in this case we will be able to extend our business, resolve those problems. We need to propose in order to farm, we need to propose our clients with new services, and this is what Pavel told, and this is what we are working right now about the new services which we can propose to our clients. We have to start building the partnerships with our partners. So in this case, we can propose our clients a free win solution, win-win-win. So it will be helpful for our partner, it will be helpful for us, it will be helpful for the clients. And again, in order to hunt new business, we need to again bring new services. We have to narrow down our proposition, and we have to grow our industries which we are right now focusing on. It's like healthcare, e-commerce, warehouses, and so on, printing. And again, we have to involve our client in all those. We have to involve our partners in all those activities, because the partners will be able to bring our new leads, and the partners will be able to help us with close the deal, close the lead. For example, if we are talking with Adidas, and Adidas, if we will sit on the table with us and talk, so it's the chance to close the contract is very low. So, and if you are sitting together with a partner, like for example Azure, and in this case we'll be able to close the deal, the chances to close the deal much higher. But anyway, so we are a service company. It's everything is around the people. I really need your help. I need all of you think a little bit what you are doing right now. How not only as in a client work, but how can we extend those activities in our company? Maybe we can find some kind of things which we can apply to in our clients, which things we can be generalized and so on. And we need people who will be penetrating the clients. We need solution architects who will be joining the calls and trying to help the close deal, who will be working very close with a sales team. So, and we need people who will be located close by in Colombia, for example, in Argentina, and this is why we just started. It's not offices, but we started those locations just 10th of October. It was the first our days, I would say, official day of starting those activities. So all of those, it's very important. And again, I really need your help. And please reach me out if you see some opportunities, if you have some thoughts. Just send me email, Slack me, and so on. And right now, I propose to have a little bit to take a look on our clients, how they appreciate us, how they like us. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, it's Stacy from Sandy Alexander. On behalf of Sandy Alexander's technology team, I just wanted to say how lucky we are to be working with such an incredibly talented and dedicated software development team. All of you work so hard to keep our projects running smoothly, and you really make us feel like we are your top priority. We appreciate everything you do for us, like helping us with story requirements, providing suggestions for new features, and quickly resolving bugs. We look forward to continued collaboration with all of you. So thank you, Anastasia, Elisa, Demid, Anton, and Svatoslav. You are all awesome.
Hi, my name is Venkat Kumara. Here at Vanek, we have been working with FLS for the past 6 years, starting with the migration of Actron to Episerver, which FLS did a fantastic job in completing within the timeline, and that too perfect. Even now, we have developers who have been working with Vanek, like Ivan, Olga, Max, Tomas, Igor, Tamara, and Lisa. And each one of them have been doing such a great job. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, this is Ibra from 26 Digital. I currently work as Technical Director and look after the development team. We've been working with Firstline for several months now on a number of different projects, and it's actually been quite an enjoyable experience. I really like the caliber of developers that we're getting through, and we have a really good relationship with the likes of Richard and Konstantin as well. So really enjoy working with Firstline, and thank you for your support.
Guys, you are all awesome. And one more video.
Hi, Firstline Software team. I'm Markus from Viastar Software. I'm the VP Sales.
Hi, dear Firstline team. I'm Harald Göbel. I'm the Managing Director of the Viastar Software.
Hello, Firstline team. I'm Robert Tango, and I'm leading the software development at Viastar Software.
We cooperate with Firstline Software, with the team and your staff since decades. We really appreciate your work.
Yes, and we're working closer together. Just in this meeting we discuss how we can get a better relationship, have a better work, and moving into the future with our development. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, so FLS software team is helping us for developing our product, developing our projects for our customers, and we can say we are very satisfied with what they deliver, and we thank you all for that.
So, sum up. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank
Спасибо
you.
большое.
Hey there from Las Vegas. We're Team Revenue Media Group, and we work closely with you on MoveDocs. You guys have been our phenomenal partners since the start of the year, and the work is really just getting started, I think. I'm Stephanie Downing, and I'm your agency account lead, working closely on the strategy end and just overall project direction. I'm joined by some of my team here that wants to say hello too.
Hi, I'm Seth. I'm creative lead at MoveDocs.
I'm Emily. I'm your point of contact for revenue and MoveDocs.
And I'm Anthony. I'm another core designer working on MoveDocs. Great to meet you.
Again, thank you so much for all that you're doing. We appreciate your passion, your energy, and just your hard work. I mean, we're throwing a lot at you. It's fast, it's crazy, and you're handling all of it. So kudos, snaps, applause. Thank you so much, guys. And Alicia, we look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Great stuff. You know, it's always pleasure to get such feedback from clients. One thing which I noticed was really touching. This gentleman Robert from ViaStore, he had a hoodie or a t-shirt, whatever it was, which is actually joint production. It's not just ViaStore or just First Line, both logos together. That type of partnership is extremely important for us. So building relations, long-term relations with our clients is a thing which we really focus on and put our soul into it to make sure that we love our clients and they love us. Okay? So with that little piece of entertainment, I would like to turn to the boring guy, but very important, probably most important in the company. The Chief Financial Officer, Dmitry Krasnov, will give his report of what's happening and what he plans to do in the future.
Thank you, Nick. Hi, everybody. People who spoke already today mentioned that this year has been turbulent for us. But it's important not only to mention it, but to assess the impact of the turbulence on business and see whether we are able to handle it. And the good news is that we grow, and we grow faster than ever. This year, we expect to reach 25.7 million in revenues, adding 25% on top of the previous year. And it's not only comparable to our growth rate before we were last hit by 2018 crisis, but even higher. And this is, of course, the result of joint effort of sales and marketing teams, and of course, the ability of delivery organization to work and perform very well under stress. On the cost side, we see higher proportion of SG&A costs, and we see extraordinary costs related to, well, relocation and other things. Our margin is impacted, and we will show very little profit this year. But the main conclusion is that we are able to recover when hit. Over 20% annual growth is very real and most likely sustainable. And we are able to finance our operations if our new initiatives pay off and do not lag behind too much. I would like to extend my special thanks to finance and legal team. The team didn't grow recently. We didn't add people. We had hundreds and hundreds of special cases to make money available where needed and when needed. And we handled it all. Thank you, guys. I'm really proud to work with you. Now, looking forward, well, we can say that we entered this year with our existing business processes, which were flexible but not scalable enough. And there it came, new countries, new offices, new companies, more employees, relocation, increasing complexity of the organization. And we must admit that we were not really well prepared to the challenge. So going forward, we should be organized in a better way, which means our data integrated, verified, readily available, which means our processes are solid, automated, but still scalable and flexible. And this way is adopting a corporate ERP system. The decision has been made to go forward with pilot implementation of Odoo ERP, ODOO, and we are working on now working on employee management functionality and all aspects of the revenue management. Finance, HR, and delivery directors are involved, and we actually see that many more employees are willing to contribute. They are interested, and we will let everybody to take part and contribute, but not before the core functionality is implemented for the sake of stability. So thank you guys for expressing your interest, and please just bear with us a little bit, just wait a little bit, and everything will be fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dmitry. That's really, I mean, for me, he's saying that, yeah, our profits are not so good. Honestly, when this whole, drama started, I was sure we would lose money this year. So, I mean, such a big hit for the company, and all of a sudden we are still in black numbers. We are finishing this year profitable. And I mean, with all those, people didn't mention it, but Alex Poznikov managed this infrastructure challenge. Vladimir Litashenko completely restructured the way how recruitment works. All of that happens in these 6 months. And at the same time, Dmitry dealing with all those countries, currencies, new rules, legal regulations and stuff, was able to implement a new ERP. I'm really very proud of you guys. That's an amazing job which was done in this period. So maybe I would, at this point, ask my long-term partner and friend and one of the key shareholders of the company and director of the company to share, Hans-Peter Zigris, to share, please, your impression of all the stuff which we are discussing today.
Well, I have to say, it sounds great to me. It looks like we have a plan. We had huge challenges, but we are on the right track. Early in my career, I learned that, every problem or crisis offers opportunities to improve. But this is only true for the strong and for the smart. And so I was very pleased to see our management team not hesitating in the face of challenges to act swiftly and undertook the right steps in order to overcome these huge challenges. And I'm very confident that this will lead to great things, and this will play out very well for all of us. We have been discussing already since a while about transforming the organization to become more global. And our management today explained us that they have already undertaken very important steps, and more steps are to follow. There is a plan, and tomorrow there will be more discussions in this regard. So, and also I think the move, moving up the food chain, solution selling, that's also exactly the right direction. So yes, I see this coming very positively. I would like to take the chance to thank all of you, the entire, every member of the FLS family, for your loyalty and dedication and hard work in these very challenging times. Many of you had to leave your homes, your family, your friends in order to work in new places. Even so, the place may be as lovely as the place we are right now in Montenegro on the Adriatic coast. It is never easy. It's very difficult. And so I just want to say on behalf of all of us, it is not taken for granted. It is very appreciated. Thanks all of you. You guys are a great team. Thank you. Nick?
Thanks, Hans-Peter. No, I mean, nice to hear that. And basically, we are now in the movement to the Q&A session. As I mentioned before, we have a few questions prepared before this started, but I also again encourage you guys to ask in the chat. So let's start, right? And basically the first question somehow naturally goes to you, Hans-Peter. I know that you are entrepreneur, you know, I mean, other people may not know, but Hans-Peter is actually a successful investor in quite a few IT companies around the world. So continuing the topic which you started, so what's from your perspective is new like business areas or sectors for maybe for us as a company to consider in this digitalization of, you know, worldwide in the next few years?
It's a $1 million question, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So, well, you know, I did some research, and more or less there is consensus among business analysts that the market for digitalization today in this year is about $600 billion. But the good news for us is that it's supposed to grow over 20% per annum over the next 5 years to reach 1.5 trillion in 2027. What's also interesting, Gartner Group made surveys among information executives, and just recently it turned out that 64% of them are planning to increase software outsourcing quite dramatically. I mean, they have no other choice, basically. But if you think that just 2 years ago, the same people, only 4% of them said that they would, you know, expand software outsourcing. So there's huge opportunity out there. So the question is, how do we tap into this? You know, okay, new sectors, that always sounds cool, but I think, you know, tapping into your existing, you know, experiences and skills is basically the lowest hanging fruit. So we have a quite good standing in the healthcare sector, and this by itself is a huge sector. Yeah? To expand in this further, I think, is a move that makes sense. Then we have publishing. We also have a good standing in publishing. Our, you know, collaboration with Episerver was very, very, you know, fruitful. And now they are moving into digital experience, which is again, you know, a very fast expanding sector, which I think also is very interesting for us to tap into optimally, you know. And we have to observe how this eventually morphs into metaverse, you know, gamification, extended reality, virtual reality, and so on, to even make the customer experience even much better. Then, as someone said today, we have quite a good experience in logistics, also something to expand on. Then we have e-commerce, and e-commerce goes into various verticals. So once you have a foot in the door through some existing things like publishing or e-commerce, to expand from there is something that we may you know, allow us to develop into new areas. And then, of course, not to forget the tech startups, which had also been quite successful for us. There are more and more tech startups, and nowadays they all need some cool software. So the challenge there is to make sure that they have a solid funding, of course. Okay, talking about new sectors, you mentioned real estate before, but I think some of our salespeople are discussing about the subject of smart city. I think very interesting, and this is something big to come. Smart energy management is something that with the current situation is a must, and this will have a huge you know, future. Facility management, and all this brings us into IoT, which in itself is a huge sector. But personally, I think also for a company like Firstline Software, big data analytics in combination with artificial intelligence should be very interesting, and we should try to find ways into this. And then generally the whole sector of security, which becomes more and more important. So these are my 2 cents on this. If anyone of the management team maybe have some ideas now.
2 cents in exchange for question.
Okay. two.
That's what investors do. Put 2 cents and get 1 million.
Anyway, otherwise we'll have a session tomorrow. We can expand on this further.
Yeah, I think that's all great what you just said. One thing I would like to mention in that regard is that, you know, the this is not something which comes from outside. You guys, you are engaged in various projects. You may see certain things, certain solutions, certain opportunities which actually sleep. They don't go up because you know about them and nobody else. So I really encourage you to be a real family. You come from school, you come back home from school, you tell us what's going on, right? So what new you found, what interesting you found in your projects, you know, and that's the way, partially through this group of influencers, but in any other way we are currently discussing actively, especially when Nick joined us, we started to talk about creating a space where we could share our, not just one side, not only we talking to you, but you guys talking to us and sharing your ideas and provide your input into this engineering, as we are software engineers, right? But engineering of our business as well. So that's what I probably would like to add to Hans-Peter's statements. So we're ready for the next question, I guess, right? The next question is basically goes to Alex Poznakov, and it's about the plan. What plan will the company follow in terms of remote work? I mean, how do you see it in the future?
This is less than $1 million question. Less than $1 million question, but it's still, you know, it's still no the one direction in the world. So we believe that the majority of remote work will stay because it looks like, you know, the first move of after COVID coming back to the office wave, you know, it was such wave. It's not over, but it's somehow the balance. I don't think that we will come completely to the offices back like we did before COVID. So it's
a motorbike.
It's a motorbike. It's definitely remote work. It's I don't believe that at the time when we sit in the big offices come back, at least in our industry, because people used to work in remote. We enjoy hiring the people in different location. We cannot open the offices everywhere, which Vladimir mentioned, in every country where we have our people in presence. So it will be some kind of a combination. Somewhere it will be security requirements which require to work inside the office. Sometime it will be the combination, you know, the one day in the office, the rest in remote work. So we are coming to this solution as the market is coming. So we will not do anything like premature to this. So we are watching the situation and aligning our effort in this. For benefits to all, to the company, to employees, to our client.
But remember when we moved, we were forced to move, right? The COVID forced us.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of concerns that the productivity will go down because there is no teamwork. So what do you think about that? Did it really happen? Or?
I think we have different phases on that. I should admit that the first, when a COVID comes, productivity goes down. But it goes down simultaneously on our side and on the client side. So nobody really noticed. Then we learn a lot how we have to work remotely, because you have to attend more accurately attend the meeting, you have to switch on the camera, you have to be active. So everyone pick up this knowledge. The second, we have and access to talented people who are located somewhere else, not in our general offices, and this is a great addition to our effort. So now we can hire the person in Spain, in Ecuador, in India, in Australia. Nigeria, yes, Nigeria, why not?
We are every continent except for Antarctica.
Yes.
That's a couple of penguins and we are complete.
Yeah. So we enjoy it. And I think we know how to deal with the obstacles on remote work, and we know how to extract, the good benefits from remote work. And I think we will continue without any, the unprepared decision about that. So we are good.
Yeah, let me add just maybe a couple of thoughts about it. You know, it's mostly for the last few years I'm mostly working a lot remotely, But when I came here to Budva and spent a few days in office, this is a completely different impression which you are getting. You are talking with your people, you are communicating, and you are, for example, yesterday I was about to go home and I just stuck in the door with Garik, and we spent about 1 hour talking about the projects and so on, and I learned a lot and he learned a lot, and we agreed on cooperation on some things. So this is anyway, it's all about the communication. So I really enforce and propose you to go at least once in a week to the office and talk with your colleagues if it's possible. It's really great, and maybe do some kind of virtual sessions and talk. It's really important. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great point, and basically it's also, once again, call to you guys. I mean, it's in your hands. Our job is to create the office, physical place where you can meet and you can, communicate. But yeah, I agree. I mean, personal communication is still extremely important part, regardless of how the project work is organized. Okay, shall we move forward? Next question, I believe, goes to Vladimir, and it sounds like, do we have plans to expand our presence, relocate people to different countries? I'm not really quite even sure what the author of the question means here. Are we talking about relocation from Russia to?
Because all my relocations are connected. So when Alex decided
Anyway,
to
it's
bring
your
me,
question. you probably know what.
yeah,
else.
when Alex
Okay.
decided me to bring me to some other country, we will
That's
have a new
right.
office. But in general, it's somehow connected to a previous question, I would say. And of course, from one side, as also Alex already mentioned, yeah, we are now focusing on current presence, but we are now also opening new location in Slovakia. Yeah, we are now working on our new location in India. As Nick already mentioned, we are now working on building teams in Colombia and Argentina. And when we will have some group of people, some teams there, we will definitely think about opening an office there. Yeah, so it's step-by-step approach. And additionally to that, just to be connected to a previous question, we have very nice story when people are visiting different offices. For example, here in Montenegro, we already had during the summer, and even now, basically Tomasz from Poland, he's now working in Montenegro. He came here for a couple of weeks to stay beyond the sea, from other side to work in an office, meet with other people. Yeah, we had already people from Czech Republic, we had already people from Germany. So it's very cool to have ability to meet different offices, and we are supporting that, yeah. In terms of relocation, it's definitely connected to many different aspects. Yeah, from one side, it's connected to business needs. Yeah, we should understand that when person is relocated from country A to country B, it's supported by the project. Yeah, and we understand why it's happening. Yeah, and we have such stories already. Yeah, but it depends on many aspects. But important here is when we are coming to some country, when we are opening an office, when we are building a team, we are not just, sitting here alone. Yeah, in each country we are presented, we are starting to be incorporated in a local IT community, because it's kind of important for us to be a part of it. Yeah, for example, again, in Germany, yeah, as an American company, we joined American Chambers of Commerce. Yeah, here in Montenegro, we are joining local ICT community. We are trying to contribute because this country is welcoming us. Yeah, we are trying to contribute and bring our knowledge to this IT community and share this knowledge. So we are working with local companies, we are making different meetups, and it's basically also a pass to you, because it's all based on some kind of initiative from our colleagues, yeah, from different offices who wants to cooperate, who wants to make hackathons, who wants to share knowledge, because I suppose that IT is the most, how to say the right word, communicative
industry.
Yeah, because even if we compete for clients, we compete for engineers, we are always trying to communicate, to share knowledge, to find different solutions, sometimes to build the partnerships. So answering on the question concerning locations and relocations, definitely it will happen, yeah, and it will depend on many aspects, but we want to be really global. And today's event, today's town hall, basically shows us that we already are global, but we want to be even more, and maybe find a couple of penguins
More
in Antarctica.
importantly, we want to be global, but we also want to be local.
Global
Like,
and local, same
in
time,
Germany,
right?
we are part of Bitkom. You know, here we're part of this community of IT companies in Montenegro, and this is a policy. This will happen everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere we.
I think there is another very important aspect. We're talking about, you know, we are company built around the people. That means when we open a new location somewhere, it's important how the first line in new location will be grown. So, with new challenges and opening different countries in different, so maybe we are looking for people who are, let's say, crazy enough to move to India, for instance. Or they want to help us to build, because we want not just hire developers in some location and naming the first line. We want them to receive the culture we have, to enrich the culture with their local culture. So we want that, and it creates a new opportunity for almost everyone who wants to move somewhere.
Thanks, guys. Let's move forward because time is a little bit limited here.
penguins.
Okay, so basically the next question, I think it goes again to Alex, and it's a kind of like a tricky question. It's minus few $1 million question. You know?
Yes, yeah.
This group was politically correct until now. I didn't even hear the word Russia. It was that country. But this question was posted in a very straightforward way. What is the status of interaction with the Russian team now? And that's basically Alex.
Now is because, you know, the transition takes time, relocation it takes time. We have a couple of people who are sitting in Russia and cannot leave for various reasons. We move them to another company, and depending on their personal situation, this company will survive and survive for quite a long time, separately from the business we left behind us. And these people will work on the project until they have exceptional permission from our customers. So we are supporting them. Some of them waiting for their kids to complete the school. Some of them, they have the personal reason and relocate later. But yeah, we're supporting these people.
So we still have a pipeline for relocation out of Russia?
It's a teeny pipeline because the majority of the people they have. Now we have approximately from 3 to 5% of our staff still there. So.
Okay, and we help them. You know, we didn't just leave them alone. So all the Russian business which First Line lost eventually ended up in the hands of our, unfortunately, former engineers who are currently live in Russia for whatever reason. And they continue basically living their life, making their money. So it's a pity, it's a sad story, but it's maximum what we could do, we did. Okay, thanks for that. And just a serious, you are a star, Alex. I have another question for you. Well, now we are going to the West. This question is actually about Germany, very specific. We are there already, but the question is kind of like, I don't know, a new office, new partners? What do you think?
I would like to have Ilya Blair to answer this question, but he's not in the room, so I will take. Look, with help of ViaStore, who hosted us temporarily in Stuttgart and allow us to use their office. Obviously, we want to be to open a new one, so we are desperately looking for a new client in the office, and we are probably will get. As we expand in the business in Stuttgart, we will get more and more people, so we will have our own office. Now we are using, you know, the warm welcome from our partner and sit in their offices when they apply. They have. And regarding the new partnership, yes, we are working on it, and this is quite the good effort, and I think we are going on a step by step, not just with ViaStore in Germany.
I think that I would like to add a couple of words here. Basically, what the change is, we do have office, formally speaking, in Berlin for many, many years, but nothing happened there. It was like one-person office, just processing more or less invoices with ViaStore. But with the movement, physical relocation of Ilya Bleier to Stuttgart, it basically changed. You know, the way how we approach German market is new, and Ilya picked up this challenge, and he wants to eventually build a proper operations in Germany. The Stuttgart seems to be the right area for that. There are a lot of potential clients also in line with what Hans-Peter said, you know, different businesses, automotive, startups, whatever, pretty interesting environment. So I think that this is more or less for us a real kind of new opportunity to build our presence in Western Europe and in Germany in particular. Okay. Oh, next one goes to me, but I will be really very short. It says there is a perception that the world is moving into recession. How is FLS prepared for that? Look, guys, after COVID and Ukrainian war, I'm not afraid of any recession. In fact, you know, I'm doing this business for more than 30 years already, and I lived through a few crises, 2008 crisis, 1990-something crisis. For the service company, actually, crisis is a blessing. Usually, the well-organized service company makes money during the crisis, because the stupid customers dropped, the availability of resources in the market grows, at least the tension goes down, you know, and if you don't screw up, clients, bigger, stronger clients, like Hans-Peter just mentioned, regardless of any recession expected by everybody, not only us, every next year, the segment of industry where we are, our business will grow by 20%. So I believe we are fully prepared. We have very strong immune system to all kind of geopolitical and other strange hits. So this recession, we will survive. I'm rest assured. Not afraid at all. That's my short answer. You want anybody to add? No?
We just want some breaks. COVID, the war, recession.
Yeah.
So give us some breaks. just a year.
Must be COVID, war, and now recession, and then we will be happy life for many years. Right? Okay. Final one, Dmitry. You are the final one. Usually the final one. Oh, there was a bet concerning the revenue once we reached the target, and then Alex had to cut his hair. What is the next? What does it mean, next target? Who is the next to cut his hair? Or what?
We're still negotiating. We're still negotiating.
So what do you expect for the future?
It's good that someone asked. Actually, I see that his hair has grown again.
Yes,
the tradition is established. I see no problem in doing that every year.
Let's cut his hair.
Yeah, but I've got better idea. Let's set the next target at 30 million, and delivery directors will toss coins to figure out who is going to shave his or her hands. And if the coin, hangs in the air, then I volunteer. I can do it. No problem.
Okay.
Just like that?
Yeah.
That's all your numbers. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
No, I think, but my take on that is, if I take this question seriously, is that we lost, of course, but we recovered considerably. I mean, we did better. We wanted what we wanted, 25, right? We said, oh, if we can make 25, 23 actually. Then we raised stakes to 25. Now we're talking 28 for this year only. So the target to be on track equal to 2021 next year, I'm 100% sure we will be there. We will be even higher than that. So we are more or less moving forward very good, and I don't think that there are any danger to the top line. Certain pressure on the bottom line, but we find solutions for that. So it's going to be...
So I missed the point. Are you going to shave your head?
I'm not sure. Just like it like that.
Tradition is tradition.
Yeah.
Tradition is Pozdnyakov. So. Look, well, I mean, we are done with the preset questions. Honestly, I'm a little bit upset. There were no questions in the chat. So let me repeat what we asked.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi?
I'm here. I see if Ludmila Koshuleva just said, oh no, because she doesn't want Alex to shave his hand. But other than that, everything. But I still encourage you guys to provide feedback this way or other. It's extremely important for us to really know what is the outcome of this town hall session. Did you enjoy it or not? Do you have any further questions to us, any recommendations, whatever, impressions? Please, please, it's important. We want to improve, and your feedback is the only source for knowledge of that improvement. Okay? And since we don't have anything else, I would like to thank all the panelists. I would like to repeat that scene that this is important for us, the integrity of our family, the integrity of our culture, no matter where we are. You know, the whole company is the whole point. That's the only reason for us to live and work on this earth, is to make sure that we are together. You know, we're global, we stay together, we stay connected, and we keep working in the future better and better. Okay? Oh, actually, there is a question. Are we going to open an office in Serbia in the near future? Not as I know. We decided for Slovakia. There are some financial, whatever, constraints. We considered Serbia, but at the moment Slovakia is our next target in Europe. So with that, I would like to thank everybody, the audience, all the those who participated, and the panelists, and close this town hall session. Thanks.
Wait a second.
What? Oh shit! I never read this
David,
scenario.
you never read the scenario.
The fun! I forgot. Come on, guys!
Super funny point.
The channel.
Yeah,
the
from
fun
David.
Stuff.
It's really
David,
cool.
Come on. Sorry, Masha. We should have done this. Run it.
All right, Dave Texman here from First Line Software, and I'm hanging out with Lala Bostic, technical lead from Guidance Solutions, and Matthew Fitzgerald Chamberlain, technical lead from Guidance Solutions as well. Okay, Dave Texman here, Dave Texman TV, First Line Software. Hey, I'm here with
Samantha Messer from the C2 Group, UX designer.
John Price from the C2 Group, technical architect. David Temp, First Line Software here, and I'm with Hey, what do you guys think about those software developers at First Line Software? Woo! Yeah! What do you guys think about those First Line Software developers? Woo! What do you guys think about that First Line Software development team? They rock!
Fantastic. That's a good stop, a good conclusion to this discussion. As long as our clients love us, we are successful, and we will do our business well. Thanks everybody again, and sorry for mistakes with scenario.